The government is redoubling its efforts to fight the rampant corruption in most government offices. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has now directed all regulatory agencies, authorities and state departments to establish corruption prevention committees. The committees will formulate ways to stamp out corruption in the organizations. Will these committees succeed in the fight against graft? KTN's David Muthoka reports.
At the end of March, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission released a report that showed that cases of corruption and bribery have gone up to an all-time high, especially in government offices in the past 1 year. In its survey, the EACC found that Kenyans today are likely to pay bribes 2 more times than they did 2 years ago to access any government service. The survey came amid big corruption scandals currently rocking the country, among them the fake fertilizer scandal that has ripped Kenyans off their hard-earned money. Following the alarming report, the government has decided to up the ante. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, while at the Kenya School of Government in Mombasa, directed all agencies and authorities to set up corruption prevention committees. The committees will act as watchdogs.
The headlines we have been seeing are not good for us. They are not good for the country. It becomes awkward when some of our key development partners are citing this as an issue that is obstructing very strategic agreements that we want to enter into.
Days before the directive to agencies and authorities, the Prime Cabinet Secretary had also ordered all principal secretaries to form similar corruption prevention committees to curb corruption at the ministerial level.
PCS are the ones to chair those corruption prevention committees in their ministries. We would expect the CEOs of all the regulatory authorities to also chair that particular committee so that we can deal with this corruption issue.
Mudavadi reiterated that it was a must that HPS forms the committee and chairs it in person, meaning that the successful establishment and running of the committees could be a crucial key performance indicator when the principal secretaries are up for their yearly assessment. Failure to set up the committees could also cost a PS his or her job.
This is very serious because you have to report back to the head of public service and be very deliberate. Confirm that you have set up these committees. Give him the names of who are in those committees so that it is not just a verbal communication. Let it be very clear that you have done so.
The decision to set up these committees was reached at during the latest sitting of the National Development Implementation Committee, convened by the head of public service, Felix Koskei, attended by all principal secretaries and chaired by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. The clock is now ticking for state departments, agencies and authorities to choose who in their respective offices will be sitting in the committees as government pins its hopes on its latest move to curb the runaway government corruption. David Muthoka, KTN News, Nairobi.
Police